The Premier says Saskatchewan will sign a federal childcare extension later this week. Reaction to the province's plan to ensure gun owners are fairly compensated by a federal buyback. And police arrest a Saskatchewan timber contractor accused of fraud.
Live from our studios in Regina, this is CTV News.
Good evening. Lee is back tomorrow. Saskatchewan's Premier says the province will sign a new $10 a day childcare deal with Ottawa by the end of the week.
I'm happy to say that we have come to agreement with the federal government with Mr. Speaker. We'll be renewing that 5-year agreement, Mr. Speaker, and we'll be signing that Friday with the federal government.
Talks between the province and the federal government have been ongoing. Ottawa's childcare agreement with Ottawa was set to expire at the end of March. Saskatchewan is the second last province in the country to sign on, leaving only Alberta without an extension. The federal government is hoping its gun buyback program for recently prohibited firearms can help tackle gun violence in Canada. But the Saskatchewan government feels the program doesn't provide fair compensation to gun owners and is proposing its own legislation. Sierra D'Souza Butts has more.
We go through a significant amount of training to get a license to own firearms.
Cash Tactical Supply takes pride in providing a space for firearm owners.
This is people's passion, their hobby, hunting, fishing, sport shooting. You know, everyone, they love the outdoor space.
However, since Canada's assault-style firearms compensation program started in 2020, the Regina business continues to feel the effects.
We've had to take inventory that we've paid for off the wall, and that's a sunk cost to a business.
The federal government is looking to extend its buyback program, providing financial compensation to gun owners who submit their firearms in an effort to prevent gun violence. The province is pushing back by amending its own Firearms Act, proposing that anyone who seizes a gun under new federal laws must pay the owner fair market value set by the Saskatchewan Firearms Commissioner.
One of the things that we're looking at here is making sure that as a public safety measure, that we make sure that people want to be in compliance. And of course, one of the things to be in compliance is getting paid.
Adding, the Saskatchewan Firearms Office will have the ability to collect and store firearms for gun owners who voluntarily turn them in to prevent criminal charges for possessing prohibited weapons while any compensation is pursued.
So it's really nice to see that the provincial government is ensuring that if these firearms are stolen from law-abiding citizens by the federal government, that they are at least compensated fairly for it.
Although the federal program is voluntary, Public Safety Canada's website states that businesses must dispose or permanently deactivate assault-style firearms before the amnesty period expires in October of next year, or there will be a risk of criminal liability. CTV News has reached out to Public Safety Canada for comment, but did not hear back in time for broadcast. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Saskatchewan's NDP is joining leaders from northern Indigenous communities calling for more help to tackle rising crime, drug use, and long wait times for addictions treatment. The opposition speaking out alongside councillors from Clearwater River, Dene Nation, and Birch Narrows, who are calling for better support for policing, addictions treatment, and community safety.
The initiatives that were brought forward and give them the tools that they need to be able to support their community members, they haven't received it. It's 18 years since we had the Sask party government in power, and they're still looking to see if they could get these resources needed to tackle these issues in their community.
The government hasn't responded directly to these calls, but has previously said it's investing in mental health and addiction services across the province. Drought-stricken farmers from southwestern Saskatchewan were at the Legislative Building today seeking help. Some have faced poor crops for 9 consecutive years and say they can't hold on much longer. Wayne Mantika has the details.
It was another year of poor crops in southwest Saskatchewan near the Alberta border. Some farmers reported yields of only 10 bushels to the acre. It's a drought that has lasted for 9 years.
I have one section of land. I did 6 rounds of herbicide on it, still collected crop insurance on it. I would have been way better off to not even seed that field.
Farmers from the RMs of Big Stick, Fox Valley, and Richmond went to the legislative building to seek changes to crop insurance. They say the program isn't designed for multiple years of poor crops.
So crop insurance, basically how it works is every year you claim, your yield average drops. So let's say I started out at 30 bushels per acre and I had a claim, it would probably drop for the next year, and it continues on a downward spiral.
The NDP made the farmers' case during question period in the legislature.
Mr. Speaker, these RMs have been devastated by years of consecutive drought, and the current crop insurance programs, they simply don't provide the supports that are needed.
The government says it's willing to listen, but believes crop insurance is working.
In our province over the last 4 years, there's been about $7 billion that has been paid out to Saskatchewan producers.
Crop insurance says there are provisions in place to handle situations like the one in the Southwest.
All crop insurance can do is provide that yield-based support for what they've proven to grow. Yield cushioning does support that. There is other programs available like agri-stability.
The producers predict that 2026 could be a make or break year in their region. They say that if the drought continues for a 10th consecutive year without changes to crop insurance, at least half will go out of business. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Dense fog in the Regina area forced an Air Canada flight to divert to Winnipeg this morning. Air Canada said the flight from Toronto had 137 passengers on board when it was forced to make a U-turn by foggy conditions late this morning. The plane sat in Winnipeg until weather improved, allowing it to fly on to its original destination later in the day.
We're constantly checking with Nav Canada on the visual range, and we're hoping that it'll continue to improve over the day so we can see some more departures on time and arrivals on time.
According to YQR's list of arrivals today, a WestJet flight from Edmonton was also diverted to Winnipeg, while other flights faced delays. The Saskatchewan Ministry of Highways is reminding the public to be safe on the roads this winter. Road conditions are available 24/7 through the Highway Hotline by website, app, or by calling 511. Highway Hotline also shows the locations of snowplows in real time. Drivers should be extra cautious when driving behind a plow and make sure to give the machines ample space, remembering to never pass plows on the right side.
Don't be passing on hills and curves and intersections, and I know there's people out there doing it because I see it every day, so I just want to remind people that those rules still apply in the winter. Even if the snowplow is still in your way, just wait for the right time to pass.
Plow operators try to let traffic pass every 10 to 15 kilometers if it's safe for them to do so. Sabine Ahmed joins us now for our first look at weather conditions in the Regina area. Sabine, anyone on any of the flights affected by the fog today just waited all day for it to lift, and it finally did let off a little bit.
Yes, only it is expected to return as we head into this evening. We are still seeing some of those warnings issued, Cole, as we head into the evening, and even in areas like Meadow Lake, Chittick Lake, we're seeing the near zero visibility, a lot of them kind of bleeding in from Alberta. So though we might start to see it dissipate, it's expected to return heading into tonight and sticking around until tomorrow morning. So if you do have any traveling planned for tomorrow morning on the highways, you might want to make sure you're keeping an eye on the highway hotline as well, just for visibility and road conditions. Temperatures, we are back into that seasonal range. No more above zero temperatures for daytime highs. Currently -7 in Regina, Maple Creek -12. The daily average, or the average daytime high, usually around -3, -4, and I got so used to above zero. Today's daytime high was actually -6.9. I'll have more details coming up in your full forecast. Cole?
All right. Thanks, Sabine. Well, Regina's Executive Committee met today for their final meeting before next month's budget deliberations. But despite the budget and its forecasted 15.69% mill rate hike hanging over City Hall, property taxes were not on the agenda today. Donovan Mace has more on what was.
The city continues to search for new ways to address derelict properties across Regina.
Our administration has changed its enforcement approach. We now prioritize properties in the worst conditions, those considered derelict. This shift has led to more demolitions of unsafe derelict buildings.
Administration says 45 such properties have been demolished so far this year, with more planned. But the city may go even further.
That actually diminishes the capacity to advance other plans. And what we found is that this rate of return is better than something functional.
Last year, former city councillor Andrew Stevens presented a motion asking administration to create a new property tax subclass to penalize those who own derelict properties, following an idea first modeled by Edmonton.
There's a lot of variables when it comes to nuisance properties, and in particular the broader neighborhoods that they are. So this is one component that would feed into a broader strategy in terms of revitalizing a neighborhood.
But the next step is filling those sites with something new.
Historically, there had been lots of criticisms and concerns about how things were so slow and so bureaucratic. We want to be open for development and for business. We have moved the needle significantly over the last 3 years in this regard.
Since 2020, 47 sites, which sat vacant for more than 2 years, have seen new development. And Mayor Chad Baczynski says the two issues work together as the city works to ignite intensification citywide.
If you're addressing both of them in tandem, I think you're going to have a better success rate overall in achieving removing those derelict and nuisance properties and moving more towards infill and revitalization of areas.
Now the city plans to continue with its demolition of derelict properties, with the possibility of creating that new property tax subclass for such properties in the new year. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
A former Saskatoon business owner accused of defrauding his customers has turned himself in. A warrant was issued for his arrest earlier today. Police allege he took money for construction projects, then disappeared. CTV's Stacey Hine reports.
RCMP began investigating 42-year-old Jason Pasick and his business nearly 2 years ago after customers reported being scammed out of thousands of dollars. Now he's been arrested and is facing 2 fraud charges, including 1 count of fraud over $5,000. Pasick ran Prairie Timber Group, a business offering custom timber homes and structures. RCMP say customers reported signing a contract with his company, but once payments were sent, they could no longer contact him and did not receive the projects they paid for. Police say Pasick told customers he was affiliated with a reputable timber company based in Ontario. Last year, several people spoke with CTV News about their experiences with Pasick and his business between mid-2020 and early 2021. Many described a positive first meeting, but once funds were transferred, they gradually lost contact with Pasick. Some former customers say they lost up to $90,000. RCMP believe there may be more victims that have yet to be identified. Pasick is scheduled to appear in Saskatoon Provincial Court on January 21st. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Sikh history was front and center at the Legislative Building today as a display marking hundreds of years of history made an appearance. CTV's Damien Smith has more on the artifacts and their significance to the province's Sikh community.
A notable day for the Sikh community in Saskatchewan, with historic artifacts on display at the Legislative Building. It includes various decrees, also known as hukamnamas, from prominent Sikh leaders, as well as weapons used at various points throughout Sikh history.
These artifacts are used in the battlefields, like the sword given by Baba Banda Singh Bahadur to Bhai Roop Chand family in 17th century after conquering the Sirhind at that time.
Bhai Bhuta Singh Ji is the keeper of the artifacts and is the 13th descendant of the original custodian of the Guru's gift repository, beginning with the 6th Guru.
These artifacts are got a personal touch from our Sikh Gurus, and these artifacts hold a really high respect in the hearts of Sikhs.
These are a few of 150 artifacts that Bhai Bhuta Singh Ji has to take care of, and these artifacts displayed today were relevant from the years of 1614 to 1710. According to Stats Canada, Sikhs make up 0.8% of Saskatchewan's population. Those in the community are grateful for having the chance to share their heritage in the Legislative Building, calling it a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
If these artifacts are being showed at the Legislative Assembly, it shows the commitment of Government of Saskatchewan.
And to show our culture and to encourage our young generation to keep our history alive.
The artifacts will make a brief stop in Saskatoon before returning to India. Damian Smith, CTV News, Regina.
Around 100,000 people attend Canadian Western Agribition in Regina every year, and the event requires an all-hands-on-deck approach when it comes to volunteers. Jacob Carr checked in with some of the people who play a key role in much of what you see during the show.
Mira Ali, the volunteer committee chair for Agribition, has been helping out at the event for 36 years. She jokes there may be something in the water on the real district grounds that keeps people coming back for more.
I swear they put something in your blood or in your drink when you get here, because you get the passion for the show and you come back every year to volunteer. It's a way of giving back, but it's also the way of meeting people, and every year it's like meeting family, a family reunion.
According to Ali, there are over 425 volunteers at Agribition this year, all working together to put on one of the best agricultural shows in North America.
We're just very appreciative of everybody that does support the event, and it's not me that gets to do it. I'm very fortunate. I get to stand up and take the limelight a lot of it, but again, it's our volunteers and our crew are the backbone of this organization, along with our board and staff.
This is the coordinator to dispatch.
A key cog in the Agribition volunteer machine are the courtesy car drivers. They drive a fleet of 14 vehicles that transport some of the week's most important guests from the airport and hotels to the real district.
Our airport greeters and our courtesy car drivers are the first contact these international guests have. And so we're being an ambassador for the city and for Agribition itself, and providing them this courtesy just to make them feel welcome.
Many of the people involved with Agribition in agreement that it's the volunteers who drive the show from start to finish. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Nominations are now open for the Regina Citizen of the Year, presented by CTV. The Citizen of the Year award each year is given to an individual who exemplifies excellence in community service and makes a difference in our community. To find out how to nominate someone, you can find guides here at CTV Regina or on our website. The deadline for nominations is Friday, December 5th. We'll announce the recipient on December 31st. Still ahead, looking at Ottawa's new measures limiting the amount of foreign steel. And a Manitoba family speaks out as a new report shows how many people died on surgical wait lists in the last year.
Tonight.
And then started to go down.
Canadian investors' accounts almost wiped out amid millions of suspicious stock market trades.
We had to start thinking something was wrong.
Why one Canadian company believes it's found market manipulation on a massive scale. W5 investigates tonight on CTV National News and ctvnews.ca.
Ottawa is announcing new supports for Canada's lumber and steel sectors. The Prime Minister today saying Canada would reduce quotas from countries that Canada doesn't have free trade with to cut back on steel imports. CTV's Judy Trin explains.
After enduring half a year of Donald Trump's 50% tariffs, Canada's steel industry is teetering on the edge.
Our order books are not being filled up at this moment because nobody's investing. It's such a real perilous time.
We must protect our workers and our industries who are most exposed to U.S. tariffs.
The Liberal government is introducing new measures to reduce the amount of foreign steel. The countries that Canada does not have a free trade agreement with will face lower quotas. Steel from countries like China, Taiwan, India, Turkey, and the United Arab Emirates will now be limited to 20% of what they sold to Canada in 2024. The government estimates that could boost domestic steel sales by $850 million. Other countries with free trade agreements will be capped at 75% of what they sold last year. But U.S. imports won't be capped. But all American steel products will continue to face 25% tariffs.
This government will do whatever it takes to protect our sectors and not just protect them, but to help them reposition for the new global economy.
The government will also subsidize the cost of transporting steel and lumber by rail across the country. Internationally, when it comes to big defense procurements like submarines, Canada will continue making Buy Canadian a requirement.
We will absolutely make sure that there are steel and aluminum and sometimes, depending, lumber requirements, because we need to protect jobs in these tariff sectors.
Those were the carrots, but there's also a stick. The government announced it will end remissions or refunds for Canadian companies impacted by U.S. tariffs by January 31st. Mark Carney also said that he spoke with President Trump last night and that he will be headed to Washington next week as part of FIFA World Cup events. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Nutrien's plans to build a $1 billion export terminal south of the border is causing discussion not only here in Saskatchewan, but in BC's legislature as well. Rob Buffum reports.
Crisis is being blocked.
Saskatchewan potash was a priority during question period in the BC legislature.
Nutrien just chose Washington State for over $1 billion project, driven out of this province, walking away for an opportunity for people in this province to prosper.
The opposition hammering the government over revelations a major Saskatchewan potash company was planning to build a massive terminal near Vancouver, Washington, not Vancouver, BC. News that also rankled the premier.
It is unacceptable. It is deeply disturbing and problematic that Nutrien decided to go to Washington State instead of coming to British Columbia.
The company, Nutrien, says in picking Washington State over a port in BC like Vancouver or Prince Rupert, it assessed 30 criteria, including port capacity, noting Port of Longview best met the technical and commercial requirements. It's designed to complement our existing Canadian port capacity and to support long-term production growth in Saskatchewan. Energy Minister Dick says Ottawa isn't listening to BC's pleas for expanding its ports.
Well, we've been making the case to the federal government for the need to invest in ports, to expand our capacity in ports. This is a major priority for BC.
But the opposition blame an uncertain investment climate in BC flowing from Indigenous land claims, and also say the NDP should be pushing Ottawa harder on port expansion.
We should be looking at getting rid of the thermal coal out of Vancouver that's coming out of the United States as a way to be able to leverage against Americans. So we had options that we could have looked at.
The attacks came from Saskatchewan, too. Its premier blaming the decision for Nutrien to go south on Premier Eby's opposition to Alberta's proposed pipeline to the coast.
And we see an ND Premier stand up, Mr. Speaker. That Premier says, we don't want oil in this port, Mr. Speaker, because you can't get a boat into it. And then that same NDP policymaking Premier, Mr. Speaker, questions why another industry isn't making that very investment in our nation.
A final decision on where Nutrien will build its next terminal is coming in 2027. An announcement about the pipeline in 2 days.
A new report is showing more than 23,000 patients have died while on wait lists for surgery in this country in the last year alone. CTV's Heather Wright on the numbers and one family's heartbreaking personal story.
Debbie Fuster was expecting a straightforward triple bypass operation, a few days in hospital and then recovery at home. Except the Manitoba woman died before ever getting the surgery.
It still feels like shock.
Daniel Fuster says doctors told his mom she needed heart surgery within 3 weeks. She was left waiting for nearly 3 months.
There was some major mess ups that resulted in her file basically not going to where it needed to go.
Fuster is not alone. According to public policy think tank secondstreet.org, nearly 25,000 patients died in Canada while waiting for surgeries or diagnostic procedures between April 2024 and March 2025. But the organization warns the numbers are likely higher, as many provinces don't track these deaths or only collect partial data.
Fundamentally, these are embarrassing numbers, and I think that's why governments are not keen to go out and track them carefully.
Second Street is is calling on all provinces and territories to track and disclose these deaths. They also want to see hospital funding tied directly to performance, a reform they believe will improve wait times.
It's crazy to keep doing the same thing, throwing money at the system and hoping something will change.
Another proposed reform is Debbie's Law, a Manitoba private member's bill championed by the Fuster family, which would require health authorities to inform patients when life-saving treatment cannot be provided in a timely manner.
Debbie's Law is not perfect. It's not going to solve every problem, but it is a great starting point to begin asking for transparency.
This year's numbers mark a 3% increase from last year, and according to 2nd Street, since 2018, more than 100,000 people have died in Canada while waiting for some sort of surgery or procedure. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
Police say a suspect is in custody after 2 National Guard soldiers were shot near a metro station near the White House in a targeted attack. Police responded to reports of 10 to 15 gunshots. Initial reports indicated that the troops had died, were walked back, but their condition is unclear at this point. The White House and U.S. Treasury were put on lockdown. The suspect was also shot, but those injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. Police, along with the FBI, ATF, and U.S. Secret Service, are at the scene. The Mayor of Washington, D.C. vows the suspect will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Also in the U.S., the Trump administration announced today foreign tourists visiting U.S. national parks, including the Grand Canyon and Yellowstone, will now pay a hefty surcharge to do so. The U.S. Department of the Interior says that beginning in 2026, visitors from abroad will face a new U.S. $100 fee on top of regular park fees at 11 of the most popular national parks. Annual passes for non-residents will also see a major jump, rising to U.S. $250. The U.S.'s 63 national parks welcome massive crowds each year, with nearly 332 million visitors in 2024. Coming up after your full forecast, a story of perseverance for a Canadian photographer faced with losing his eyesight.
The NDP is railing against rental rates in this province. Thursday on Your Morning, we are in conversation with the NDP leader about what they've learned and what they do differently.
Welcome back to a foggy evening in the Queen City. We still have the fog to deal with, and that's going to continue as we head into tomorrow morning. Most likely. We didn't warm up that much, about -7. Yeah, -6 was probably the warmest we got to, but we're currently sitting at -7 with a wind chill of -10 and winds sitting just over 5 kilometers an hour. So this is just to show and explain a little bit of how we got to where we are when it comes to this dense fog. So we have that cold land, we get some warm and moist air coming through the area, and that of course creates this dense fog that we have and that we're dealing with in many parts of the province right now that are seeing those warmings. So as the warm moist air moves over the cold ground, it's cooled to saturation. This typically occurs with the warm front passing in the winter. Now, along with that, parts of Regina did see and deal with some freezing fog, which is why we're seeing some frost on the trees, frost on the grass. So it's not snowing. Some people thought maybe it was snowing. It's just the frost coming from this freezing fog that we've been dealing with. Now, the dense fog creating near zero visibility is expected to continue to stick around when we head into tomorrow morning. So if you are planning on doing any traveling, just make sure you're keeping an eye on the highway conditions, even on Environment and Climate Change Canada's alerts, just to get an understanding of what you could be traveling through, because it could take extra time. Obviously, drive with care and leaving enough room between the vehicles for you. So areas right now, Pierceland, Loon Lake, Meadow Lake, all seeing those near zero visibilities when it comes to the fog warnings. Also areas from about Springwater to Saskatoon, Big River, Kalonzai, Davidson, down in Moose Jaw, Regina, Weyburn, Estevan, all under these fog warnings. Now, heading into tonight and then into tomorrow morning, along with the fog, we're also going to see a blanket of cloud cover over much of the province before we start to see it break up and clear out. You can see by around early afternoon tomorrow or late afternoon also in many parts. That doesn't mean we're in the clear, because by the time we head into Thursday afternoon into Friday, Friday, we're going to be covered with more cloud cover. And yes, there is snow returning. And again, largely looking like it's going to stay in the southwest for the most part. But we could expect to see more of that snow arriving in the Regina, Weyburn, Estevan area. Now, in terms of what we can expect, again, most of this is expected Friday into Friday evening. You can start to see it clearing out. Environment and Climate Change Canada is reporting that we could see up to about, by the end of Friday into Saturday morning, up to 9 centimeters of snow for the Maple Creek surrounding area, 2 centimeters in the southeast, up to about 4 for the Moose Jaw surrounding area. Now, again, they also, there was a forecasted expectation of about 6 centimeters for Estevan, and we did see a little bit more. So depending on where you are in and around those areas, those amounts could change and fluctuate depending on where those measuring stations are as well. So just to keep in mind, Friday there is snow, and it could be a little bit more in the southwest, a little less in the southeast. Temperatures, though, remaining within that seasonal range. Heading into North Battleford, Saskatoon, -9 tomorrow, -7 for Yorkton, -4 for Maple Creek, Swift Current, -5 for Moose Jaw. Foggy conditions tonight and into tomorrow for many areas, including Weyburn tonight and tomorrow, -7 fog, and also for Assiniboia, -8 with a mix of sun and cloud for Estevan. Expecting to see some of that fog lift by tomorrow morning. And similar for Regina, -15 tonight, -7, mainly sunny tomorrow. Might be tricky to see some of that sun, though, first thing in the morning through that fog. And here's a quick look at your next 7 days. -7, mainly sunny tomorrow, cloudy, -8, expecting some snow heading into the evening there. Saturday, -12, a mix of sun and cloud. By Sunday, mainly sunny, -13, and then a mix of sun and cloud to start your work week, -11, -10 and cloudy on Tuesday. By Wednesday, -11 and a mix of sun and cloud. But just to note, your low on Saturday, -20 without the wind chill. So those cooler than seasonal temperatures are returning, but again, not much when it comes to snow.
You know what? And those cooler temperatures will help keep any of the frost that sticks around after the fog here as well, which always leads to some great pictures and everything.
That's true.
Thank you for breaking down the fog tonight as well, because we might also have to do a little breakdown on the hoarfrost versus Rhinefrost debate, but we'll leave that be until the fog.
I've got that ready for us. Don't worry.
Right on. Well, thanks, Sabine.
You bet.
Well, losing your eyesight is devastating for anyone, but arguably even harder for a photographer who has dedicated his life to his vision. CTV's Derek Haggett has his story.
He's achieved great success from looking through the eyes of a camera lens, but now Maurice Henry's vision is failing him. Rapidly declining eyesight has put the Moncton photographer's career on hold.
I don't like to use the word depressed, but I'm sad.
At first, he thought it was part of growing older, but he soon realized it was hereditary.
My mother and my aunt, her sister, both lost their eyesight when they were in their late 40s.
Henri started his award-winning career in the 80s when he turned his hobby into a profession and traveled around the world. Those travels took him to war-torn countries like Sierra Leone and earthquake-ravaged Haiti. His Cameras for Healing project is Henri's biggest sense of pride. He's helped people experiencing extreme trauma deal with their pain through photography.
As I was able to use my career, not my career, but my passion in photography using cameras to actually help others.
2 years ago, another major health scare when he beat an aggressive form of prostate cancer. He was given a 50-50 chance of survival.
My cancer was devastating, don't get me wrong, because that's life and death. This is life and death to me.
He's staying positive because his doctors are confident everything will be fine after surgery. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Moncton.
Coming up, the Riders signed one of the standouts from the University of Saskatchewan Huskies team that made the Vanier Cup.
Wardrobe consideration in part by Colin O'Brien Men's Shop.
A key piece of the University of Saskatchewan Huskies defense that went to the Vanier Cup has signed with the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Extra protection for Gonzalez. He's in trouble, and Hundeby sacks the Montreal quarterback.
Linebacker Seth Hundeby joins the Riders after a senior season with the Huskies that was capped off by winning the 2025 U Sports President's Trophy as the most outstanding defensive player in the country. At the pro level, Hundeby was taken by the Riders in the 4th round of the 2025 CFL Draft. Prior to joining the Huskies, Hundeby played his high school football at Holy Cross in Saskatoon. In the WHL, Moose Jaw is the best Southern Saskatchewan team so far, sitting perfectly at 500. Regina and Swift Current are both in action tonight. Further north, the Prince Albert Raiders have only dropped one game in regulation so far this season. Hallie Mandrick has more.
The WHL season has been underway for just over 2 months, and the Prince Albert Raiders are making a serious case to be a championship contender.
Towards the middle for Harvey. Harvey gets it back. Now it comes back to too many men on the ice. There is 6 weeks.
The start that we've had is due to, the work that this group has put in from a team perspective to a staff perspective. Just a lot of hard hours. Guys have really fell in love with the details. And again, it's led to a lot of tremendous success for us.
The team has only lost 5 games this season and only 1 in regulation. That came on the U.S. road trip against Tri-City. They have the best winning percentage in the league and are only 2 points back of Edmonton for the top spot in the Eastern Conference and have played 5 less games. While the Raiders certainly have momentum on their side, the players say they're still taking it 1 game at a time.
Our goal is just the next game. I think that's always been our mindset, just win the next one. And, we do everything we can to prepare for that next one. I think that's just our smallest goal right now is just the little steps.
The Raiders say the support of the Prince Albert community has certainly made an impact on their team.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a smaller city, so I think the whole city watches, and you go out in public and people will say good job and keep it going, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
At the gate, the Raiders have been getting some near sellouts for attendance this season. Coach McDonald adds that the connection between his team and the community they represent hits very close to home.
As a person who's born and raised in Prince Albert, being able to watch our group when they are in the community and just how admired they are by the young athletes and young kids within the community is just something truly special that I hold near and dear to my heart.
The team will be traveling to face off against the Brandon Wheat Kings on Friday evening before returning home to face Medicine Hat on Saturday. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
After the break, a highly anticipated name reveal for a new fire truck in Yorkton.
Up to the crew in the control room. All right, let's take a look at what you can expect for your rural forecast heading into tomorrow. So again, we are going to be dealing with fog warnings still in effect for around the Meadow Lake area, and then further down we'll start to see more of those fog warnings. Again, expected to lift by later tomorrow morning, but it does look like we could see some flurries in the Meadow Lake area tomorrow. -8, cloudy, and -9 for Lloydminster Spiritwood. -7, mainly sunny for Hudson Bay. -9 also for Melfort Watrous, seeing a little bit more cloud cover there. -6, mostly cloudy for Outlook. The closer we get to the southern border, there is more of that fog expected for Assiniboia, Coronach, and East End Cypress. -7, -8 for Rockland and fog. -6 with a mix of sun and cloud for Carlisle. And Kenora Broadview, -7 with a mix of sun and cloud, and a little bit more sunshine expected for Lumsden and Pilot Butte. -7 is the expected daytime high. Maple Creek, -4 and mostly cloudy. Closer look at Blaine Lake, where internet speeds up to 1 gig are available through SaskTel, located about 80 kilometers north of Saskatoon tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, -10 with a wind chill of about -14 throughout the day, and then by the evening, expect some flurries to come through the area as well.
A dog taken from the Yorkton SPCA this week remains missing after a break-in at the organization's facility. The SPCA says the intruder cut through the fence, smashed the locks, and may have climbed through a doggy door to get inside. The missing dog is a 1-year-old Shepherd Cross named Coda and is neutered and microchipped. The SPCA says they're worried for the dog's safety and are hopeful she'll be brought back.
There, and nobody acquires an animal through Gilgot Gains. That's not the way you go about it. If you're a good owner, you contact the shelter or the rescue that you want the animal from, and you make arrangements to come and see him.
RCMP are currently investigating the break-in. Yorkton's new fire truck was welcomed into the city's fire hall today with a push-in ceremony, as well as a new name unveiled. Yorkton Fire Protective Services received more than 60 name submissions for the new engine from the community, and after careful consideration, the new fire truck will be named Truck Norris. Truck Norris had a price tag of $980,000, replacing a previous engine that served the community for 25 years.
Specifically for wildland, it has a high-pressure foam system, which is really beneficial for us. It allows us to attack fires a lot more aggressively and have a longer-lasting impact when we do put a fire out so that it doesn't rekindle.
Truck Norris will serve the community as a backup engine when the primary one is down for repairs or maintenance. Taking a look at your markets, the TSX up about 279 points to 31,180. The Dow Jones up about 315 points to 47,427. The Canadian dollar was up today to 71.23 cents U.S., an improvement from close yesterday. As for commodities, we'll take a look at those now. Gold down about 4 cents to just over $4,162 per ounce. West Texas Intermediate crude up about 70 cents per barrel to $58.65. Western Canadian Select crude on the other side of that trend, down 83 cents a barrel to $45.34. Gas prices in Regina, you'll most commonly find them at $129.9. The lowest is around $105.9.
Apple's new iPhone 17 is propelling the company to regain that title and beat Samsung for the first time since 2011. The 17 is being snapped up by consumers in the U.S. and China, two key markets. Apple will ship around 243 million iPhones this year. Samsung, about 235 million. This is coming from Counterpoint Research. It means Apple will end up with just over 19% of the smartphone market. Samsung, just over 18.5%. Deere & Co. says tariffs are still weighing on its bottom line. The company makes farm equipment. It estimates a $600 million U.S. hit this year. As a result, Deere is expecting profit to come in lower than estimates. Shares of Urban Outfitters spiked today after the clothing retailer reported record sales of $1.5 billion in its third quarter. The company owns Anthropologie and Free People brands. Those are your business headlines. I'm Morella Fernandez.
All right, coming up tonight on CTV, we have Shifting Gears, followed by The Big Bang Theory, then Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, followed by The Amazing Race. Good run of sitcoms for most of the evening. Then E-Talk at 10:30, national news at 11, and local news with Connor Chan at 11:30. Canadian rocker Bryan Adams is releasing a new album in time for the holidays, featuring Canadian artists, including Saskatoon's The Sheepdogs. California Christmas is the first single off of a great big holiday jam. In addition to the Sheepdogs, it also includes a Canadian cast of Alicia Cara, Alan Doyle, and Bare Naked Ladies. The song was recorded in Vancouver and is available now. The Sheepdogs are featured on a handful of songs from the album, which is being fully released December 8th. And finally for us tonight, an Alberta man has reunited a stuffed bunny he found at the Vancouver airport with its owner after quite the adventure. Joey Gibbs found the stuffy while waiting on a flight to Seoul and decided to take it traveling, detailing the bunny's adventures on social media. WestJet contacted Gibbs to say the owner had been found. As it turns out, a mother and her young daughter had lost the bunny while returning from a visit home to China. Gibbs says he's glad the bunny's story had a happy ending. And that's what we'll leave you with tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. For more details on any of our local stories, find us at ctvnews.ca/Regina. Take care.